Okay guys, so we are right now in GLT and I'm going to visit an office of a very famous media company, and I'm going to meet with the founder, and I'll ask him to tell his story about how he came here, what he's doing here, and of course where does he live and what he thinks about this city. Please join me.
Richard is the CEO and founder of Augustus Media. He came to UAE in 2012. On September 1st, 2015, he founded Lovin Dubai. It's one of the most popular media platforms in the region. They have over 1.5 million followers on their social media accounts and 25 million monthly reach. Richard has a podcast where he hosts interviews with entrepreneurs. He's an active sportsman and is frequently involved in triathlons.
Okay, Richard, thank you so much for finding time to share with us your story and your experience in this city. Can you please quickly introduce yourself and what do you do?
Firstly, thanks Denis for also taking the time. Happy to be part of the series that you're doing. My name is Richard Fitzgerald. I'm the CEO and founder of Augustus Media. We're publishers of Lovin Dubai, Lovin Saudi and Smashy. I came to Dubai in 2012 and I used to work in advertising and marketing with media agencies. And I set up Lovin Dubai almost exactly 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago.
On September 1st, 2015, yeah.
Okay, so did you came to Dubai with an idea to open a company, or you came here as an employee? How did you arrive here?
Yeah, I was in London. I was working with a big media agency on things like the London 2012 Olympics, but I left before that happened. And then it was a career opportunity. I got to set up and run a social media department in a company. But always I had an inkling that I would like to do something myself one day. It's similar to social media, but it's the other side. It's the publishing side rather than the agency side. So it kind of naturally happened at that time.
Okay, may I ask you, how did you get this job here? Did you apply to come to Dubai? Did you choose Dubai, or somebody proposed you, Richard, why don't you come here?
Yeah, there was a couple of headhunters at the time for social media directors. I was quite early to the social media agency thing in Ireland and London, and there was a couple of headhunters late 2011, and then one of my colleagues in that agency was also joining as digital over here. So I was reassured that you could have a career here in social media. I didn't know, it wasn't on my radar. I had never been to Dubai, and when I remember telling one of my bosses in the UK at the time, and he said, "Why are you going there? It's just too many people. You should be going to somewhere in Asia where it's a big region." And then I realized that, hang on a second, like my role was regional, so we had offices in 12 countries in Middle East and North Africa. So immediately, and for the first few years, I was really looking at the different countries as well as the UAE. But it was only until I did Lovin Dubai that I realized there's more happening on the ground here.
I see. So when you were coming here to Dubai, for sure you had some kind of idea about the city based on the media or based on some stories that you can read on the internet and stuff. What was the main differences from the idea that you had and with the reality when you came here?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think I had a conception around it from a lifestyle point of view. I just wasn't sure about it from a business point of view. So it was quite rushed. I was working in London, I was on a plane and I was in a hotel, and I just worked when I came here. So I did some research, but mainly I asked people when I came here, I described to them where I want to live and what type of life I want here. And I asked, and I can get to that, but yeah, it was just interesting. But to be honest, answer the question, I didn't really have any preconceived, or it's so long ago I don't remember how it's changed. It's definitely changed, but I think it's also, some people here have different perceptions of it. Some people have different lenses even while they live here. So my view of it is multicultural, cosmopolitan, progressive, and I think it's fascinating. I think the the mix of nationalities, and also the structure of the country is interesting in terms of how ambitious it is going forward. But the fact that, you know, these were 5, 7, 9, whatever crucial states, and they've managed to kind of merge together and build this thing together. I think it's fascinating, you know, Dubai and the UAE. It's nice to see that kind of project develop, and it's nice to see all the things around it.
Mm-hmm. And how long you were working as an employee before you decided to open a company here?
Like 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And why did you decide to make this transition?
I kind of wanted a new challenge at the time. I was regional social media director. I was traveling a lot, and I wanted a managing director role. And I joined a startup as managing director, and I think I just had a long sort of transition period, and maybe I always wanted to have a social media agency or do something. So I saw Lovin Dublin, my friend set it up, spoke to him, and arranged to set it up here. He flew over, we launched it. I did it on the side, so I spoke to the owner of the startup at the time, and he said, yes, do it, and signed an NOC, and everything was transparent. But what I found was I was MD of a startup, and I was, in my spare time, managing another semi-startup, media type startup. I hired an editor, I hired a salesperson, but they were employees, and they didn't really have the passion for it. They were nice and they were good and they did a job, but I just felt like, and publishing as well, it's hard. It takes a while to first of all, you get an audience, and then it takes a while to monetize that audience. So about 8 months in, I realized that I have to choose. And then I choose to leave my managing director startup salary to do this full time.
Okay, at this point, did you already had some income from Lovin Dubai?
Very, very little, practically none.
Practically none. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I joined this, and then the editor left. I joined the editors as editor the 1st of May 2016, and we lost money in the first few months of 2015. 2016 it was bootstrapped, few friends, and then I took a few social media retainers, basically my comfort zone, what I used to do before, just to get through the end of 2016, and gradually then figured out how to monetize it by the end of 2016, and then it just grew from there, and then yeah.
For those of our viewers who are not familiar with Lovin Dubai, can you please explain what does this company do?
Yeah, Lovin Dubai is a local news and lifestyle platform. It's part of Augustus Media. We're a modern media company, so we publish the news every day. We do a live video show in the morning, which is on all video platforms and all audio platforms. And we work with different government entities and news organizations. Community stories are a lot of what Lovin Dubai is about. You know, we wrote about influencers and local people. We write about the Crown Prince. We wrote about things that people can relate to in Dubai. And I think that's been one of the main reasons why the platform has found a resonance across the city, because we didn't just cater to one nationality. We use a lot of emojis because not everyone speaks perfect English, so we're very visual. And it is mainly in English, but in Lovin Saudi is mainly in Arabic, but in Arabic first, and then so that was very important for us to really understand who the audience is and to see what they react to. The population numbers, if you break down the population numbers, there are big cohorts from certain countries who we try and cater to, such as Egypt, such as Philippines, such as India. We try and cater to everyone, basically.
How do you find, is it difficult to open a company in Dubai?
We did it through a startup co-working space called Astra Labs.
Okay.
They're normally focused on tech, they're in JLT, but we were able to work with them, and we were media. They help you in your first year with a DMCC license, and we're still here under DMCC, but we have another subsidiary in the UAE, and we have a holding company in Abu Dhabi Global Market. But in the UAE, in Dubai, yeah, like everything takes time. Like with property and registrations, it's the same with a business. It was the same with a bank account. You need shareholder stuff. You need resolutions, MOUs. You can make mistakes. You can make little mistakes. Like the difference, having a manager in a document is important. The operation names are important. All the different things are important, but I find that you can change them over time, but you just need to accept that this is the admin operations process, and you need to do that process each time you want to do something, and that's just it's a cost of doing business. It's just the way that it's done. I don't find it particularly I wouldn't use the word obstacles. I don't have anything really to compare it to, but could I have set up Lovin Dubai in London and made a profitable business as quick? Probably not.
I have in my audience some people who can afford to buy properties. Obviously, they run businesses as well.
Yeah.
So maybe they are your potential clients. Yeah. Can you explain or just share some case study of some good cooperation with the brand, with you, that like brought a good result? Maybe it was a restaurant, or maybe it was some other company, retail company.
We've had over 400 partners last year. We work with so many different campaigns and things. From success stories, we're proud of a lot of the campaigns that we do. We do a lot of things with Dubai Opera. We make videos in a native way about their different shows. They've worked with us since they've opened, although not as much right now because there aren't any shows on. But so we make video and articles to help people know about the tickets and the events. We do things with the MMI in African and Eastern. We've done things for a Guinness Tash campaign, which was people used to go into the bar, take a Guinness, but don't show the alcohol and just show the white.
I saw it.
Yeah. There we go. So exactly. But this sort of stuff just really blew up, and we got messages, people traveling from different Emirates, with and people going on nights out just to have a Guinness, just to a chance of winning 2,000 dirhams. So like, there's so many different things. Like that. Instagram is quite good. So we did a thing which is our initiative, which is free, which is called Business Bounce Back. So we saw an article saying that 70% of local businesses in UAE would shut down. I think on Bloomberg a couple of months ago. So we thought, well, that's not good, and we launched this campaign. We saw in other markets and other media companies were talking about, they're giving X million to support, and it was all about them. So we decided not to say how much we're giving, not to make it about us and make it about Business Bounce Back. You're stuck, let us know your story. And we thought we give about 40,000 dirhams a week, but we pick one business each week for 12 weeks. I think we're in week 5 or 6 at the moment. Businesses that were good before and that were really hit. Not businesses who were just new, like Bounce Back, really hit by it. So real community stories, and the feedback on that has just been unbelievable. Like Urban Swim Academy just said the phone's off the hook since we did it.
I saw it, yeah. And I was thinking as well, about maybe I should join swimming classes. I'm good swimmer, but there's always something that you can improve.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I need to improve. But yeah, so this sort of thing, we did a playhouse, different things, different sorts of things, and the feedback is really positive because we really try and see which formats work. It might be the branding on the show. It might be an email, a newsletter to 35,000 UAE-based subscribers. It might be an Instagram takeover. It might be an article. It might be a video. It might be, these sort of things. And then some things mightn't work and some things do, and then you push it further and stuff like that. So, and luckily clients have good ideas themselves. And we're not an agency per se. We like the ideas and we help, but if they've got a good idea, we can push it out on our platform to get them more reach.
Okay, Richard, can you please tell us, where do you live in Dubai right now?
I live in Dubai Sports City.
Okay, and why did you choose this area, and what were the alternative locations that you were considering?
When I came here first, I rented 1 year in Dubai Marina.
Okay.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice tower, very convenient. I didn't drive at the time, but always I had in mind that I wanted to be here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not always, but it gradually happened. But I always thought that if I choose somewhere, it would be a lifestyle choice. So I wanted somewhere outside. I wanted outside of the city. I wanted somewhere that I could do my sport and things like that. So yeah, after a year, I decided to buy a property, and I was looking around, and Sports City made sense.
Okay, and if you have to choose right now an area where you would like to buy a property for personal use, which one would it be?
I would love to be able to afford somewhere in District 1.
Oh, really? District 1 is my favorite area. Like,
really?
Yeah, I love it big time. But for now, they have only villas there, which are super expensive.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
But apartments are coming up there. Why this area?
I just like the development, and I like cycling there. I like the skyline. I love it. I go out there once a week at least to do the track. I like the idea of the mall that they're bringing in, the lagoon, and I haven't viewed any of the property, but I see the apartments going up. I like that it's been built and it's got that premium element to it. The cycling track's amazing. DX bike facilities there, changing rooms. It's near the Meydan Sports Complex. I wouldn't go over the road to the MAG developments. I kind of like this District 1 part. And it's near downtown. It's near Al Habtoor City. It's not that far away from the sea. Like it's quite cool, and it's near Meydan as well, and there's nice things there. And it's also not that far out the E111 from here. So I like the idea of it, but practically speaking, I live in Sports City, and if we ever, I do have an inclination of going into maybe commercial property, and maybe we would look at a property, a bigger building for the future for our studios and stuff in Production City. So if I'm there, there's new developments in Jumeirah Golf Estates, Jumeirah Luxury Living, which are quite nice.
Oh yeah.
So who knows? But property to me is more functional. I'm quite focused on work. Although I work in the office, as you see on a Friday, I don't really work from home. But yeah, there are it's hard not to be excited about the developments in Dubai. It's hard not to kind of see the communities and see the property and kind of go, oh, maybe one day that would be nice.
Yeah, for sure. And can you tell us a little bit about your free time? I assume you don't have a lot of free time, and about your hobbies.
Yeah, I think I alluded to it in Sports City. I swim, I cycle, I run, I do triathlon, and that if you're training for a race and it's a half Ironman or an Ironman, that can take up 12 to 16 hours a week. So you have to get up very early in this weather, and that takes up my spare time. But I try and do two things at once. So I try and consume a lot of audiobooks and a lot of podcasts while I'm training, and work related. But it doesn't feel like it's too much. It feels like it's just nice consumption. With Lovin Dubai at the start, I used to, when I was kind of more on the editorial side, I used to do all the press things, like the dinners and all that sort of stuff and events. But that's quite tiring, and you can be out late and things like that. So I'm glad I don't do that as much.
And the last advice for families, for guys who are considering to come to Dubai from an experienced resident.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Yeah, just do it. Like, I'm kind of, I'm, obviously with Lovin Dubai and a business here, I don't see myself as an expat. I see myself as an immigrant. And
same here.
Yeah, exactly. It's a mindset, right? And if you kind of embrace that, I think my experience for me, and then for some people, is you get a lot out of it. But it doesn't have to be permanent. You don't have to be emotionally attached. if you're lucky enough to be able to live in different places, you know, all those rules and stuff. But I think, you know, if people are coming and they're asking questions and things like that and wondering about here, it's like you can make whatever you want out of it. You really can.
Yeah. Okay, Richard, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Denis.
It was very, very interesting. And
good to meet you.
We'll leave some links and maybe emails for maybe somebody will be interested to get in touch and discuss some possible like cooperations.
That'd be nice.
And yeah, it was really interesting for me, and I'm sure for the guys as well. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Denis. Thank you.